Welcome to the Wainwright Performing Arts Center. Please notice the exit signs to the right and the left of the stage. At this time, please silence your cell phones and leave all food and drinks outside. Restrooms can be found in the main hallway just outside of the auditorium. And now, we invite you to sit back and enjoy the event.
Hello. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. My name is Bridget Olenek. I'm the Associate Band Director here in the Fostoria City Schools, and we are so pleased to offer this program this year. As far as I know, this is the first ever entire music department faculty recital featuring performances from our entire music district staff. So that is every building, every music teacher, and so that is so incredible and incredibly rare for a district to have. So I am so honored to have my colleagues in the music department join me on stage tonight. So we are going to have a very a wide variety of things going on in the program tonight. We are all playing our primary instruments, or the instruments that we went to school and studied and started band in and chorus in, and so you'll kind of get to hear kind of what we did with our careers and how we started and went from there. And so everything is fairly short. There's a couple of pieces that have multiple movements that you might see in your program. Like the first piece tonight has 3 movements. And so you'll notice that there will be a brief pause between each one. You can feel free to hold your applause until all 3 movements are played. Other than that, we will have a short reception at the end in the band room, and we hope that you'll join us. But other than that, please sit back, enjoy the show, and thank you so much for being here.
Good evening. I am much shorter than she is. I thought I'd just kind of talk about the piece I chose first to do, the Clementi piece. Clementi is a famous composer, but not one that everybody says like Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, although he did cross paths with Mozart, and he was very impressed with Mozart, and Mozart was impressed with Mozart. So it was Clementi that I studied early on when I was taking piano, that I fell in love with the patterns. The patterns in the music stood out to me. Clementi is most famous for the mastery of the technique and the skill and the development of the pianoforte, which was the first instrument that could play both soft piano and forte, loud. So you'll notice a lot of louds and softs in my piece tonight, hopefully. And like Bree said, there are several movements, so it's something to develop our patience to wait to the end to applaud. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Bless you.
All right, as many of you know, I'm a percussionist. That's what I went to school for. And so with percussion, there's a lot of different instruments involved. Believe it or not, there are solos for snare drum. And so I thought I would share a couple of them with you. They are quite short. And so there is an example of a classical style snare drum solo, but also a rudimental style, kind of like marching band kind of solo. So I hope you enjoy these two pieces. We're going to turn this off.
Hold on a second. Hello. Okay. I will be singing 3 songs for you guys. The first one is going to be from a classic musical, Carousel. I will be singing about a boy who I get to marry. And then the next song is going to be from the Disney Broadway musical, Newsies. And I get to sing about being a young, independent woman reporter who is doing this for the first time and is living her life and is kind of nervous and takes on a really big story for the first time. And then the last song is about a woman who is a waitress at a bakery, and she's singing about how she doesn't know where her life ended up, how she ended up in this place, and she's kind of reflecting on her past. So I hope you enjoy these 3. His name is Mr. Snow, and an upstanding man is he. He comes home every night in his round-bottom boat with a net full of herring from the sea. An almost perfect beau, as refined as a girl could wish. But he spends so much time in his round-bottom boat that he can't seem to lose the smell of fish. The first time he kissed me, the whiff of his clothes knocked me flat on the floor of the room. But now that I love him, my heart's in my nose, and fish is my favorite perfume. Last night he spoke quite low, and a fair-spoken man is he. And he said, Miss Pipperidge, I'd like if I could spend my life with a wife. And indeed, Miss Pipperidge, if you'll be mine, I'll be yours for the rest of my life. Next moment we were promised, and now my mind's in a maze. For all that I can do is look forward to that wonderful day of days. When I marry Mr. Snow, the flowers will be buzzing with the hum of bees. The birds will make a racket in the church right cheese. When I marry Mr. Snow, then it's off to home we'll go. And both of us will look a little dreamy-eyed, a drive into a cottage by the ocean side, where the salty breezes blow. He'll carry me across the threshold, and I'll be as meek as a lamb. Then he'll set me on my feet, and I'll say kind of sweet, well, Mr. Snow, here I am. Then I'll kiss him so he'll know that everything'll be as right could be, a living in a cottage by the sea with me. Well, I love that Mr. Snow, that young seafaring, bold and daring, big be-whispered, overbearing, darling Mr. Snow. Write what you know, so they say. All I know is I don't know what to write or the right way to write it. This is big, lady, don't screw it up. This is not some silly vaudeville I'm reviewing. Poor little kids versus rich, greedy sourpusses. Ha! It's a cinch it could practically write itself, and let's pray it does. Cause as I may have mentioned, I have no clue what I'm doing. Am I insane? This is not what I've waited for. Well, that plus the angry of 10 screaming editors. A girl? It's a girl? How the heck? Is that even legal? Look, just go and get her. Not only that, there's a story behind the story. Thousands of children exploited, invisible. Speak up, take a stand, and that's how someone writes about it. Let's get things get better. Give life's little guy some ink, and when it dries, just watch what happens. Those kids will live and breathe right on the page, and once they're center stage, you watch what happens. And who's there with her camera and her pen? As boys turn into men, they'll storm the gates, and then just watch what happens when they do. Picture a handsome, heroically charismatic, plain-spoken, know-nothing, skirt-chasing, cocky little son of a... Lie down with dogs and you wake up with a raise and a promotion. So he's a flirt, a complete egomaniac. The fact is he's also the face of a strike. What a face the fact. It's also the face that keeps us sinking in the ocean. Like someone said, power tends to corrupt, and absolute power, wait, corrupts? That's enough, but give me some time. I'll be twice as good as 6 months now from never. Just look around at the world we're creating and think of the one we'll create. Their mistake is they got old. That is not a mistake we'll be making, no, so we'll stay young forever. Give those kids and me the brand new century and watch what happens. It's David and Goliath, do or die. The fight is on, and I can't watch what happens. But all I know is nothing happens if you just give in. It can't be any worse than how it's been, and it just so happens that we just might win. So whatever happens, let's begin. It's not simple to say, but most days I don't recognize me. But these shoes and this apron, that place and these patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention's sweet center, but I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken, but won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. And you're not what I asked for, Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. And now I got you. You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending or two. For the girl that I knew who'd be reckless just enough, who gets hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a man who can't love. And then she'll get stuck and be scared of the light that's inside her, getting stronger each day, till it finally reminds her to fight back a little and bring back the fire in her eyes that's been gone but used to be mine. Oh, it used to be mine. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine.
go. You knew I was going to say something. A lot of people don't think of the tuba as a solo instrument, and for most of its life it hasn't been, which is why most of our solo music is written fairly modern sounding music. And so the piece we're playing tonight it's pronounced Persichetti, by the way, for those of you who are staring at the program. Vincent Persichetti, a very modern 20th century composer. And so I pulled this one out. I had done it many decades ago. And so I hope you enjoy it. I picked the 3 slow movements because I thought also, in addition to not really being thought of as a solo instrument, a lot of people don't really think of the tuba as a lyrical instrument either. And so maybe we can show you that tonight. I figured all the ladies, by the way, I'm well in the minority tonight, being a wind player and a man. But everyone had enough other stuff to do, so I did an unaccompanied one, so that everyone didn't have to worry about learning piano parts and all that kind of stuff. So, also, one of our great tubists, Sam Palafian, who I had the pleasure of meeting a couple times, died this week, and I don't want to dedicate this to him because I don't know how it's going to turn out, but he certainly was a great guy, and if you ever get a chance to look up Sam Palafian, was really a giant in the tuba world and as a tuba soloist. So enjoy.
So we've come to the point of our program where we want to sing something very popular from The Greatest Showman. I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. So every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. Million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world would be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams of the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be a part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, I may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me away. A million dreams. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
All right, so this next piece, I was not primarily a vocalist. However, I did study voice in college, and I did do choral things as well as my instrumental side. And so this next piece is a piece that I worked on while I was in undergraduate school, and Mrs. Santos was happy enough and nice enough to accompany me. So this one is a bit of an angry song. It's about a scorned woman. She's been scorned and hurt, and so I hope you can get a little bit of that, even though I'll be singing in Spanish. So it's called Canción, song, but she's quite angry. So I hope you enjoy this one.
Dicen que no me quieres, ya me has querido. Dicen que no me quieres, ya me has querido. Vayas en lo ganado, daré por lo perdido. Madre a la orilla, por lo perdido.
Piece is from Kidam, from Cirque du Soleil show. If you've never seen one, you really should, whether you get the ability to see it live or through YouTube. Enthralling, the most gorgeous performances full of visual arts and entertainment, gifted talents, and beautiful, fresh music. So I saw this song, Let Me Fall. First time I ever saw an aerial scarf act, and absolutely stunning. Didn't think about it for a few years, and then I went through a very difficult time in my life where I lost the ability to sing for about 1.5 years. As a musician, that's devastating. And after going to many professionals and having their gifted hands help me and having a vocal therapist, what we learned is I've been suffering from silent reflux, so that ate away, eroded my vocal folds without me knowing. And to the point where they ruptured twice. So I had been on the mend for a while and am now just at the point where I'm feeling comfortable singing from early morning till late at night, back to almost my old vocal self again, and I'm so grateful. But the reason I bring this up to you is because one thing the doctors kept saying is there's so much stigma behind these injuries. It's no different than another body injury. If you're running track and you twist your ankle and you need to rest it and you need to have doctors help you. Vocal injuries happen because sometimes people use poor technique. But more than not, they happen for other reasons. Poor choices, smoking, not taking care of the body, not warming up, or maybe medical issues like mine. So as you hear some of our famous artists in the news taking a break from singing for different reasons affecting their voices, you know, sometimes there's a lot more behind the reason other than they just don't sing the right way. Okay, just thought I'd mention that out to you and raise vocal health awareness. Thank you. So this piece is about taking chances. And this was the very first piece I was able to sing from start to finish during my healing process. Let me fall, let me climb. There's a moment when fear and dream must collide. Someone I am is waiting for courage. The one I want, the one I will become will catch me. So let me fall if I must fall. I won't heed your warnings. I won't hear them. All I ask, all I need, let me open whichever door I might open. Let me fall if I fall, though the phoenix may or may not rise. I will dance so freely, holding on to no one. You can hold me only if you too will fall away from all this useless fears and chains. Someone I am is waiting for my courage. The one I want, the one I will become will catch me. So let me fall if I must fall. I won't heed your warning. I won't hear. Let me fall if I fall. There's no reason to miss this one chance, this perfect moment. Just let me fall.
yell at me for just, oh, hey. I want to thank everyone for taking their evening to spend with us. This certainly has been fun. That's a word. It's been fun to get up here and play. It's been a while for some of us, but I want to thank all of my colleagues and everyone who came together to do this. This is really, like Mrs. O said, very unique. I don't know of anyone who's ever done this, but we're cool, so there you go. And cool. When we talked about doing this, Mrs. O was like, hey, we should do something together. And I was like, yeah, cool, man. And I thought about this. I had actually talked about doing this on my senior recital. I don't know if I told you this story. I talked about doing this on my senior recital. And Jim Akins, who is the tuba professor at Ohio State, who was my high school teacher also, and is the principal tuba player for the Columbus Symphony. Jim said, man, you've got enough stuff. I mean, it's not like you'll ever do it's not like you'll never do a recital again. Well, so here we are, Jim. It's 2019. And you were right. Hey, how about that? Only took a long time. Like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, a little different. If you don't know the song, I encourage you to look it up in the sung version. American singer-songwriter Billy Joel, Lullaby.
you all so much for being here tonight. Please join us in the band room for some cookies.